They foamed. Yep. The toilet paper. We gotta find another roll eventually. Hi, Proto. Alright. Hey, Abby. Okay. Catching up on VOD, yep. It's gonna be another long VOD tonight. Probably gonna be the same deal of a whole lot of Half-Life Alyx and then a little bit of Monkey Hero in the middle for me to recharge myself and my controllers. Hey, Corey. Alright. Hi, Fiddle. Alright. Okay. I had to reset all my computers today because of Windows updates. So I have to redo some of the weird settings that I use here for things. For whatever reason, all this professional stuff that I use just doesn't save your settings when you close the programs. It's like not very professional. All right. Hey, LCC, hey, Inver, hey, Zach, welcome. And then hopefully this still works. Yep. Okay. Good enough. I won't actually be using that tonight, but just that we're not getting the weird broken image thing at the top of the screen. Okay. Looks like everything's good here. Hey, Orange Blur, what's shaking? Half-Life Alyx is what's shaking. And actually, looking at this. 40? 30? I'm trying to get the cropping right here for the chat that I'll be seeing in the headset. That looks more correct. Okay. Hey, Jerry. So good, Alex Kiss. Yep. It's a meme-friendly game, Half-Life Alyx. Also, I'm looking at the feed for it on my TV right now, and it looks like if it detects the headset is idle, it drops the FPS down to like 2 on the game feed. Nice. And my GPU reader thing says it's at 58 FPS, when it very much isn't right now. Weird. Huh. Alrighty. So I put on shoes today so that I hopefully won't have the same issues that I had before, but we'll see. Dang it, I forgot to put the correct video in previously. Okay, I'm gonna use studio mode for the first time ever here. General, change this. I had never used studio mode in OBS Studio for anything ever before, but... Alright, excellent. Alright, and it'll let me change the scene while I had this one open. Cool. Yep, art support. Because, like, man, well, my entire foot hurt after the stream yesterday. Like, that was not pleasant at all, how that all worked out. Yeesh. And I never noticed that my chair was in the shot the whole time. So this time I'm gonna make sure to get my chair out of the way. Alright, hopefully we're not getting a bunch of mic noise here, but I think we are. I have a feeling it's because the microphone cable gets too close to the my IEM cable is what that like brrr noise that we get sometimes, the interference. I think that's what it is. Hey, Alyssa. You didn't notice the chair? Okay, I did, because I was cutting together the thing, and I was like, oh shit, that's my chair. It's right here in the feed, in that edge of the screen. Yeah, it wasn't covering up the game feed or anything. I was covering a little bit of the game feed. But yeah. Big thing, don't trip over the chair. Yeah. So there's I looked some more at some of the they call it chaperone mode in Steam VR to see if there's any extra options I could turn on there so that I could like see which way is north, I guess is the best way to put it in my setup, but like eesh. Is that in spoiler tags? Oh. Yeah. I completely forgot what I was talking about. I'm not gonna worry about it then. Oh boy. Alright, so hopefully you're all doing great today. Yeah, the site chatbot, it doesn't have markdown support in the version that I have on there. I need to take the 15 minutes and update the site chatbot to actually support markdown, because it can, but the dude who made it updated it. Okay, I'll check out this tweet. Let me tap on it. And it's opening the Twitter app on my... There's apparently a native Twitter app on my laptop. Are you hacking my laptop in real time here with this GIF that I need to see? Oh yeah, I already saw that GIF. I already saw that. Alright. It actually would have been easier if you didn't put that in spoiler tags. Alright, why does Chrome keep saying it needs my attention? Right. Close Chrome. Alright, there we go. Hey, Gander. Yeah, don't worry about spoilering. Like, that one isn't a spoiler anyways. We've seen head crabs already. Shit is getting cray, yeah. I actually braved the pharmacy. Shout out to all the pharmacists out there. Y'all are the real heroes. Along with all the doctors and first responders, of course. But, man, pharmacists. I figured the pharmacy would be nuts, but I was the only one there. And there was only one person in the pharmacy. And this was like the middle of the day. So, evidently things have calmed down, I guess, a little bit. And man, like I also went to the grocery store at 8 o'clock. Just after sundown, and man, that is when the Rogues Gallery shows up to my local grocery store. It is nothing but disheveled, like 20-something, 30-something young men, and then me, of course. I'm there as well. I am. Sure. And good lord, like, everybody in that store looks like they are ready to throw down at any second. over anything. Oh my god. Total lockdown unless you want to walk your dog, get fast food, or go chase chickens. Yeah, that's pretty much what it's like here too. It's been like that for a while. Like there's still idiots that go out and like go to the beach and then the cops get real mad at them. Yeah, the Jack in the Box, they actually put care into the Jack in the Box stuff. I made the mistake of going to Burger King tonight, and I got an Impossible Whopper and a spicy chicken sandwich, and the Impossible Whopper that I got tasted like it was made out of literal shit. Like somebody just took a dump on the frame broiler, made it into a patty, and then put 2 buns on that thing. Because I took one bite and I just threw that thing out. So I'm only operating on half food tonight. Oh man, I did take a nice long nap after I went there though. Yeah, it seems the consistency is not amazing. Because I've actually had good Impossible Whoppers, but this one tonight was a different kind of Whopper. Oh yikes. At least their chicken sandwiches are pretty consistent over at Burger King. All right, let's get going here. We can chat while in VR, shall we? All right. Half-Life Alyx, Part 2, VR FPS, developed and published by Valve. This game is incredible. I can't wait to keep playing it. So good. So good, so good. And I slapped together a previously video for some of the choice moments of part 1 of Half-Life Alyx. There was actually so much footage that I had to work with that I only took the first 2 minutes of stuff because that's all I could fit in a Twitter video. And I just felt I'll make some weird supercut once we're done with the playthrough of this, but this is what I have for tonight. So while I get set up here with all my VR gear, here's what happened previously on Half-Life Alyx. Previously. Yeah. Perfect. All right, Pigeon. Yeah, fuck you, Pigeon. Yep. This. Huh? I see you.
Alyx.
Okay, fine. What is it?
Alyx, are we good? Yep, they got the reactor. Easy peasy.
Hey? Alright. Let's do this. What? No, alright. Hold up. What? Whoa! Yep, Alyx Vance, bike thief. Alright. Let's go. We got Peepo 2. Alright. This is kind of how I had to carry my bike in college. Oh no. Alright, it's just you and me, buddy. Uh-huh. Where's my other hand? Where's my other hand? No, that's... Oh, you motherfucker! No! Grab ammo from backpack, I'm trying! Don't! I hit my fan again. Alright. Oh baby, what a game. What a game we got here. Alright, start the timer. So we are... I'll be able to see chat, by the way. If you didn't catch the first part, I have chat in my headset here. Hey, Boix. This game is way above your expectations? Oh, man. You must have had some low expectations for this set. Oh, God, I put the controllers on backwards. Oh, no. Alright, hold up. Okay, so according to this, we are on chapter 3. Is or will be. Hey, Hidden. 20 resin. 3 HP. It looks like we might get an HP upgrade at some point. I'm guessing maybe that's armor. 70 pistol rounds, 9 shotgun rounds. There we go. Alright. Now we in there. Okay. And then... I actually have my video feed here, so I can see what we're at. So we're at one death in, 2.5 hours ago, it looks like. This says we're at 57 FPS, which, sure, good enough. And yeah, let's do it. Something short and thrown together. I don't know. They've been working on this for a long time, apparently. So, and it, I think it looks great. Okay, cool. I can actually see my stream preview now. Excellent. Okay, so I have a flashlight now. So this is neat. Also, there was a patch for the game yesterday. So I want to make sure that nothing too weird is going on here. All right, so a recap of the controls. So the left controller, this one right here, if I hold up on the trackpad, it puts out this teleport marker here. And then once I let go of my thumb, it teleports me there. This is going to be the mode of locomotion that I'll be using. On the right controller, on the thumb touchpad, if I tap either the left or the right parts of the touchpad, it will snap turn me. So this means I don't have to physically turn my body. I can if I want to, but I don't necessarily have to turn in this. I have the spectator view, which is a stream you guys are seeing, is set so that even if I turn my head like this, the horizon is always going to be level for you, and that's going to make it way easier to follow and not get super motion sick. Let's see. So we have a default pistol right now. It's got a upgraded sight on it. If I press up on it on the right touchpad, I can get the inventory here. So we got the pistol. We have the shotgun, which we got relatively recently in the game. 6 rounds for this. And then we also have this multi-tool, which is used for solving puzzles, like this. There's one back there. Apparently this is a thing that we need to hold our breath at some point, probably for an enemy mechanic. Let's see. Here is the HUD that I can see. So I know that the stream preview has this on screen, but for me to physically see what my stats are at, I have to do this. So I got three hearts there. I have 20 resin. I guess it's probably for resin. If I go to pistol, yeah. So that'll change based off of what I currently have equipped. Let's see. These are gravity gloves. So if I point at something that I can gravity, you can see there between my fingers, the box is kind of highlighted. And then if I hold the trigger on the right controller and then pull it back, I can gravity stuff to me. So it works very similarly to the Half-Life 2 gravity gun. And then I can just yeet stuff like that. And it works for either hand. So I can have bucket box here. Okay. And let's see. For reloading stuff, I might as well reload this while I have it. So we have 1 bullet in there. I can shoot that. So I squeeze in on the right controller to eject our magazine there. And then I have to take my other hand, reach behind my head into my backpack, hold down the trigger to get a magazine, go like this, to put it in there, and then put my hand here, hold down on the controller trigger, and pull back to load the pistol. So it took a little bit of getting used to, but that's how you reload in this game, and you have to be able to do that really quickly because you only have a few bullets. And if you have any bullets left in your magazine while you're reloading it, you lose them. So they went with that kind of reloading rather than the just spam R constantly. And then old magazines, like this one has one bullet in it. So does this give me 71? Oh, shit. Okay. Well, nice knowing you, Bullet. Never gonna use you, I guess. Okay, so let's do this. So yeah, you really have to be frugal with your ammunition. Oh yeah, and also as far as movement goes here, if I press in on the center of the right touchpad, it'll crouch for me, so I don't have to physically bend over to get down to stuff like that. Oh, that's a good point, Hidden. I didn't think about that. That's some galaxy brain. All right. Oh, okay. So because I chambered the round, so yeah, if you don't chamber the round, then yeah, you could do that. So. Rest in peace, buddy. Dang it. They even thought of that, Hidden. All right. No, it's cool. I hadn't thought of that, and that is a cool idea. And they don't let you do that because it very specifically tracks the white bar at the top of this graph, and then also at the bottom of the bar graph here is it's empty. So yeah, they define that as a full magazine, and yeah, the little graph on the bottom of the clip isn't full. So yeah. All right, so onward. This is brand new. So what we achieved at the end of the session last night was getting this flashlight, and that's kind of the last main thing. Yeah, it's I'm gonna do this with the shotgun because this part scares me.
Really need you to talk again.
Absolutely. Be specific.
Before. What was life like before the Combine?
Ah, excellent. Alyx, have you ever heard of a club sandwich?
Nope, not once.
Right. To make a club sandwich, you need to start with bread. Not from a bread line, from a bakery across the street. Baked that day, okay? You add tomatoes, lettuce, not vegetable paste, fresh. Then you add bacon. That's from an animal we used to call the pig. You toast the bread, and you put all that inside it.
You guys had all that? That's insane.
It is, and I'm not done. Then you add a second sandwich on top of the first one. You put ham in it, also from a pig, and turkey from an animal we used to call the turkey, and more tomato, more lettuce, and a bunch of other things I'm forgetting. It was 6 inches tall and weighed a pound, and had a dozen ingredients from 5 different continents. It was the most impossible food item you could imagine in any age before ours.
Wow.
I know, right?
That is... wow. Thanks, Russ.
You're welcome, Alyx.
Okay. Oh shit! Oh shit! I hit my ceiling fan again. That scared the fuck out of me. Oh god, yep, this is what it looks like in real life too, right underneath me. Oh my god. Fucking barnacles. Alright. Holy shit. Okay, so I want to get over there and get that resin. Yeah, I see you up there. Good lord. Okay. Fucking hell, there's... okay, alright. We can solve our barnacle problem this way. Okay. Yep, it's gonna be a real bad way to go. Oh good, this other one's still alive too. Great. Okay. Alright, so that one. That one I'll take out the old-fashioned way. Yeah, I see. But I don't know if they have a weak point or not. Okay. Usually those take 4 shots to take down. So. Sure. I don't have a peepo here to use in this, in the health station. Maybe there's one somewhere else. Okay. Oh, there's one. Alright, we got ourselves a peepo. What, from the barnacle getting me? Yeah, this game is not for the faint of heart, even for spectating. Okay. All right, where we at here? All right, we're still good on this thing. So there was. All right, so this is resin. This is for upgrades. Okay. Alright, onwards. We got the pistol out. Okay, we got 2 explosives there. This is very important. We need this. We need this hat. Okay, good. Safety first. Okay, so no supplies here, it looks like. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Oh, Animal Crossing. Yeah. Like, if I didn't have all these other games to play right now, I'd probably have gotten Animal Crossing. But, nah. Okay, there might be something up there. Okay, I don't like the looks of this right here. These things. Like, they give you 2 for probably a reason. So we'll, let's save here, shall we? Good thing I got my hat on. Alright. And probably... Oh, I don't know if I want to use the shotgun for this. Alright, let's do it. Okay. Okay, that didn't set off anything. Hey, Toaster. Okay. This, Alright, doesn't sound like any big of a problem. It still weirds me out that... Okay, I'm gonna put one over there. Oh, I see you. Okay. 5 shots. Oh. Oh god. Well, you can see how it's going. Oh shit. Okay. All right. I think we're good now. Holy shit. Okay. So we still got another explosive here. So I'll keep this in reach. So I'm gonna... Oh. Ever consider, heart rate monitor? I looked into that. I looked into getting an Android smartwatch with a heart rate monitor built in. But I just haven't followed through on anything with that. The most accurate ones have a strap you put on your chest. But again, I haven't really felt a huge need for that. Whenever we do another different spooky game, I guess perhaps we'll revisit that. I wasn't expecting this one to be super spooky. It just turned out to be like that. Okay, we got a shotgun shell. Okay. Alright, put my back to this wall here. And... I have 6 shots, it looks like. Alright. Yeah. Fuck that bottle. This one too. Yeah. Alright, I think that's explosive in there. So let's... Oh, oh. I hear ya. Fucking. Yep. Okay. All right. It's weird that that one just straight up died. Okay. Eh. All right, I don't see any other items here. All right. We're gonna bring our buddy explosive can with us here. Okay. And our even better buddy shotgun. Eh? Eh? It clearly wants you using the pistol here. Eh? Alright, pistol it is. God, I only have 70 shots still again? Oh, okay. Alright. Can I throw this anywhere more useful? Okay, that one's dead. Oh, that one's got an item. Cool, and the one below it didn't explode. Which means we can I picked up something. Oh shit, that was that item he had. Fuck. Did anyone see where that went? Oh, I think it's way over there. All right. Good lord. It should be glowing. There it is. Whoop. Where is it? Nope, that's a can. Oh, fucking hell. Like I lost my car keys. Oh, is that it? Nope, that's... Okay, well that's something I wanted too. Okay, we'll put that in our wrists. So we got... This is our wrist storage. Oh, shit. Okay, it's on the other side of the fence here. And it is... Oh, it's another health thing. How am I supposed to get this? What the fuck? I can't reach in there. Hey. Hey. I could actually use this. Oh Oh my god. Well, good thing this wasn't a key item. Man. And it won't let me gravity it. Man, come on. So close. Oh, Alright, maybe we can... Yeah? 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 Okay, okay, okay. Yeah? And then... Alright. So we're gonna tuck in our thumb. Nope. Oh. Alright. We're gonna tuck in our thumb. And then just gently... Alright, tuck your thumb in. And just gently... Alright, Alex, you got this. Whoop. Fuck! I almost... Okay. Alright, maybe we can... Guys, I don't think my quest for this is going to be fruitful. All right, I think this is gone forever. I could have used that. Okay, I can. Oh, if I can catching stuff in the dark is really difficult. All right. Onward. And see what's gonna scare the shit out of me over here. It almost feels like using the quick move makes this a little too easy. But then again, every time I say that, the game goes, "Oh, it was too easy, huh?" Well, how about some of this? Okay. All right, it looks like we're okay. Oh boy. Yeah, like I bet the speed run is probably gonna use this type of movement. Okay. Get that out of here. Get out of here. Don't need a crowbar when you have a pistol. Nope. I will take this though. Okay, so we got 60 bullets. God damn it. There's got to be more supplies somewhere. Oh, all right. All right, we important business with this can. Urgh. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. We're no longer in need of safety. Yeah. Yeah, speedruns will be sick, and viewers will also be sick. probably. Oh, okay, this is a load zone. Alright. So everything just kind of goes gray for load zones. I don't know if that shows up on stream. Alright, so I turned on some extra chaperone mode stuff for this, and it actually shows the boundary of my play area now. So I'm doing a better job of keeping my feet where they should be. But it does have this kind of annoying thing. So I'm gonna go into the settings here, so you guys can't see this. But I need to turn down the chaperone thing because it's actually kind of annoying to see. All right, squares always show floor bounds. Suitable for medium. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now I can always see the floor, but I don't get the dumb grid lines everywhere. Okay, perfect. If this will be the best-selling VR stuff, it probably, but then Beat Saber. I don't know if you've seen the Beat Saber sales numbers. Beat Saber, I think, was made by one guy, and it's made like $100 million or something. What is it? Okay, so the flashlight's supposed to automatically turn on. Okay, alright, hold up. I gotta go back in the settings here. I gotta turn down this even more. Okay. Yeah, the audio surf. Well, like, I played the shit out of audio surf. I've played so much of it, and I can't justify the $30 for VR, whatever, Beat Saber.
Is that a dead Combine soldier?
Yeah. When you guys were off stealing the reactor, I saw the Combine moving supplies in here. So, I guess they're interested in this place again.
Right, we'll keep an eye out. Something's definitely up.
Hey, buddy. Okay? Okay, buddy? Alright, we're gonna stretch you out here. Alright, yep. Alright, limber up, buddy. Alright, good. You're ready? Oh, geez, what was that? Repair health injector. Oh, okay, so I've never had to use a health injector before, so this is new. Okay, so if we tap the menu button to do that, and then we stab ourselves, inject in a body, hand, or leg. Oh god. Alright, body it is. Okay, and then... Alright. Yep, I swear I'm not a psycho, you guys. Alright, yep. Let's just... Yep. Alright. Alright. Yep. Alright. Okay. Alright. Let's get you out of the way here, buddy. Okay. Alright. And then we have a box here. And then this thing. Sure. What is this? Huh. Alright. Okay. So, a flashlight will probably be real good down here. Alright, so I'm gonna go here and turn right immediately. I'm assuming the door right there is not going to bust open. But, we'll see. Or in front of me there. I hear something right here. And no flashlight. Okay, there's something to my right.
Alyx, manhack, watch Watch out.
See it.
Okay, those are way easier to kill than in Half-Life 2. Great, cool, man hacks. As if everything else wasn't super difficult to hit in this game. Now we gotta deal with man hacks. These fuckers. Great. Okay. Yeah. So on YouTube, with the YouTube player, because of the bandwidth restrictions and everything, it's going to default a lot of you to 360p. So if you still want to watch in higher resolution, you have to manually change that into the YouTube player. And honestly, like 480p looks fine. Like I watched a lot of my VOD from last night in 480p from my local encodes, and it looked fine. But as always, you guys can make your own decisions. That's why I give you options. All right, 4 shots. We have a boot. We'll put right here. Sounds like there's soldiers in there. Huh? Oh. Yeah, I can close that, but I can't open it more. Alright. I really don't like the sound of this. Okay.
Okay, so right now, what it's like to live on Earth on a scale of 1 to 10. I'd say we're at a 2.
Yep, could always get worse.
What would you rate it before the Combine showed up?
Oh, that's a toughie. I don't know. Good day? I'd say 6. Yeah, strong 6.
6? That's not great.
Well, that's life, Alyx. You know, it's not always great.
Well, maybe we get the Combine off Earth and we could shoot for like an 8, you know?
Oh, an 8. Yeah, that really would be nice. Really nice.
Okay, that must be what's making that noise. There's a barnacle over there. Okay. Okay, alright, we can... Well, actually, before I should scout the area first before making any rash decisions, potentially, here. Perfect. Alright, mission accomplished here. Let me... Alright. Caress it. Alright, can't check up there. This is just a... This is a broken box. Okay. Hey, buddy. Got anything on ya? Anything good? Got anything good here? No? Alright. Let's put you over here. Yeah, over here. Alright. Alright. Got anything for me? No? Alright. Yep. Alright. Hacking time. What the fuck? Am I supposed to... Yeah. Oh, okay. So this one. All right, this one's red. Uh-huh. But it makes you play fancy memory. Hey. Okay. Does this monitor have a floppy drive? Oh, that's... Alright. Where do you plug this into? Excuse me? Is this an all-in-one? Alright, hold on, Valve. Hold up. What the hell good is this? Do you plug it into the... Does it get data through the power? Is it wireless? You know what? Useless. Okay. Yeah, preschoolers and streamers. Good luck getting into this room. Can't wait for La Milana. It's gonna be a great time. Alright, we got ourselves a boombox. We're ready for Steel Battalion. Alright, can we... Alright, we're good to go. Alright, hold up. Alright, good. Yeah, alright, we got another EVM here that we can pick up with just sheer force of static friction with this amazing shadow. Yo. Alright. 12-digit solar calculator to go with our sick boombox. Alright. Can we... Steal their stapler. Okay, can we squish this? They don't let you... Yo. They don't let you squeeze the stapler. Dude, they should have let you... Dude. Come on. Yeah, I had a calculator like this for, accounting. Fucking accounting. Hate it so much. Alright, so we got, a 2U rack mount PC. Is likely the same as this one. Yeah, so we already saw this before. Like here, I'll push this over and then grip it. Like, no, I can... Like this, I'm pushing in on the grip controllers. Useless. Alright. We got ourselves another radio over here. What we got in here? Alright. Got some... Yep. Yeah. Alright. Excuse me. I'll just put you over here. And, oh god. Alright. Don't mind if I do. This is a hole punch, I get. Oh man, look at the detail in that. God, there's more detail in this than like all of Half-Life 1 combined. In this hole punch in the bottom drawer of this one. Oh, look at that. Okay, look at that shadow kind of render in. That's neat. So that's how they do dynamic lighting, I guess. Huh. I don't know if that's showing up on stream or not. I can actually check. Yeah, so the the shadow. Okay, that's neat. So that's how they keep performance up in this weird dynamic environment. All right. Okay, got. This is so cool that you could do this. Like this would be nice textures, bro. Whoever the 3D artists that did this, they fucked up. They fucked up. Look at that. I see that. I see you in there. This is also the downfall of having to do VR game engines, is that players can search every single crevice. Alright, can we spin the chair? The top of the chair does not spin. Get that out of here. Okay. Alright, that's probably everything. I know, right? This is... I'm gonna leave a 1-star review on Steam over this. Okay, anything in here? These all look locked to me. It won't let me crouch. Oh, okay. Yep, there we go. Alright, monitor. Out of the way. Okay. Alright, safety first. Well. Okay, let's actually do something about this guy over here, I guess. Probably gonna maybe need that, perhaps. This I can't pick up at all. Okay, we can fondle it. Okay, here's another Ghostbusters ghost trap. So we're gonna need this if we run into any ghosts. Yeah. Alright, safety first. It's weird, the strap thing on this gas mask, it actually shows up only in one eye each. So it's doing this weird overlapping effect in my vision. That's a little weird. It probably has something to do with my eye distance settings. Okay, I hear something hissing down there. Okay. Okay, there's a second barnacle over there.
Oh, holy ish.
Okay, I don't think this guy has anything I want. I don't see anything flashing. This is just... It's gonna be Barnacle Alley here. Okay. All right. Okay. Alright, we got another one right there. And I don't know if that's the way to go forward or back, so I'll just leave that there for now. Okay, let's go see what's over there. And then I'll remember to return here if I need to. Alright, let's get rid of it. None of that in my vision anymore. Okay, so we got an explosive thing there. I bet this guy's a zombie that's gonna wake up. I have 4 shots. Oh, it wasn't. Okay. Oh. See your arm moving down here. Gotta listen for man hacks. There's gotta be something on that table up there. Okay. We have 3 shots. Can't. I am the chair now. Okay. Alright. That's all that was here, apparently. There's probably going to be man hacks that spawn in. I'm assuming this is a no-go. Hmm? Alright. What is this? Oh. Okay. So we did need to get past that, the barnacle. And I'm sure something is gonna spawn here. I see. Okay, I don't see any more barnacles over there, but I'm sure there's gonna be man hacks there. Alright. Yep. Shit. Of course, it didn't get my slide thing. Okay, that only did half a heart. Whoa.
Attention, please. Access to this block is not permitted. Local security deployed and designated to prosecute.
Nope. Okay. Sure. Okay, I don't think there's anything explosive here. So you can't like chain gravity these things. Alright, I think I can get this through here though. There we go. Hey. Alright. Yeah. Got a zombie over there. Okay. Alright, we're perhaps out of the survival horror part. Alright, here, buddy. Let's have a chat. What's up, dude? Not much. Okay. Like, I really wish this flashlight was toggleable. Like in all the other Half-Life games. You cannot toggle the flashlight in this. Unless it's like a controller mapping. But I'm sure there's a good reason why they did that. Hey, buddy. How you doing? He's maybe got some goodies under you, perhaps? Any goodies over here? No? Okay. How much resin do I have? 29. Okay, we're getting close to another upgrade. I know 30 is an upgrade. Sounds like there's fireworks going off. Yeah. We'll probably be okay. Yeah. Famous last words, but... Anything on you? I'm surprised more of these random corpses don't have stuff on them. Okay, so they got armored. The armored ones, I need to... I don't know. Oh, God. Okay. So far, the whole game has been Ravenholm. And I don't know how I feel about that. This door looks like it opens. It has a seam on it. So this is probably a plot door. Because otherwise, there would not be a seam here. And I bet I can... This is probably a speedrunner door here. Yep, you can... Maybe, like, get a latch. Yeah? Uh-huh. Yep, alright. Uh-huh. Yeah? Probably a lock, like, or a door handle right here, perhaps. This is where they usually are. You know, where the door handle is. Uh-huh. Or maybe... Okay, maybe we gotta... Sure. Alright, this is science. We're doing this for science. Okay. Alright, maybe not. Okay, fine. That's a door. got another bike here if we need one. Could have used that for the zombies. So I'll put that over there for now. Okay, we got a full clip. There's probably this is probably the door in. This is clearly a push door. And I can see seams in the door. Alright. Got anything for me, buddy? Yeah, not really. Okay. Alright, that looks like we can go in there. Anything in here? Nope. This guy looks like he's gonna wake up. Is that the one I shot? No, they're all back there. So this guy. Yep. Uh-oh. God. He's up a whole clip on one zombie. Oh man. Oh. Okay. How many shotgun shells do I have? 12? Okay. I'll put more in here, can't I? No? Okay. Alright, we got up here. Alright. Anything down here? Yeah? Nope. Okay. Alright, so that's probably a dead end. That's progression. So we're going over here. Okay. Alright. Nice invisible wall, bro. Either that or Alyx is a really good mime now. Can we let us get up here? Nope. That would be an incredible VR game with the knuckles. Because you have to be a mime. Mime for points. Can I get up there? Perhaps? No? Alright. Anything back here? No? Alright. Okay. Okay. All right. This is probably where shit's gonna go down. No? What? Excuse me? So I can... Okay, maybe this is another box puzzle that I gotta get up to That to do... Or get on top of this, bro? Alright, it lets me up here. Like, maybe I gotta get up to that window up there? Get in the dumpster? Alright, on the dumpster, in the dumpster. Perfect. Alright, and we're just gonna... fetal position here. Until they come and rescue us. We gotta... Oh. There's no lid on this thing. Oh god, hopefully I'm not stuck. Am I stuck? Help, I need an adult again. I need an adult. Fuck. Oh my god. Alright, you're not supposed to get in the dumpsters in this game, I guess. Unless I get... Alright. Alright, hold up. Alright, I got a plan. I got a plan. My plan is not working. Fucking hell. Seriously? They don't let you... Holy shit, you guys. Alright, maybe this will hear what ails us. Great, and that's the menu button. Okay, maybe I can get on this. Hell. Alright, where's this autosave? That's like way the hell back there. But I was stuck, so shit. Oh. Yeah, we were actually stuck. Actually stuck over there. Man, and I'm way back here too. Oh. Well, it's a good thing ammo isn't precious. Okay. Alright, I gotta take a second here and get a drink. Oh man. Woo lad, this game is intense. Okay. Hydrate. I barely hydrated at all last stream. Oh no, do not quit Half-Life Alyx. Alright. Okay, so now that I know what's up here, we can perhaps execute a little better. Maybe? Okay, well, I still got hit, but sure. And then, there is 2 around the corner over there.
Attention, please.
Okay.
Access to this block is not permitted. To receive this message is to be in civil code violation.
Okay. Alright. Save here. Oh shit. Hello. Alright, 4 shots. Okay. We want this. We want that over there. We want that. Okay, so perhaps by going over here, this caused a trigger or something. It's probably not the air duct. Pretty sure it's not this door. It might be one of these shutters, but I don't see a handle on them. And nothing doing there. There's probably a switch somewhere. There's something up there, but I think that's the head crab that I blew up earlier. Alright, anything back here? No? Anything down here? No? Like this all seems like it would be traversable. Oh. How about the one door with the handle on it? Was there anything back here that I didn't get? Okay. All right. Sure. No, of course. Nice clip, bro. Okay. See, even when I'm not under any sort of pressure here, I still can't consistently hit. Like, the aiming is legit difficult in this. And I think a lot of it is because I can't properly grip the gun like I normally do with, like, playing Point Blank or Time Crisis. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. Alright, so this is... So this we probably need for a quest. So I probably have to move this stuff out of the way and then... Alright. Eat that over there. Eat that over there. Nothing in there. Okay. And then we need this for something. Probably to open a door, or maybe this goes here? Maybe this is a... No. World's biggest idiot tries to play Half-Life Alyx. Oh. Aha. Bahanmani. Okay. Okay. 11 shots.
So, when we get the Combine off of Earth, what are you gonna do?
I'm going full production mode on the Russells, of course.
Oh, of course. You'll be sitting on a landmine.
Gold mine, yep. So here's the plan. Conservative estimate, I figure 1 year to get the world unconquered by the Combine, get them off the planet, so that's year 1, then another year to mass produce the Russells. Although, just quietly, we will need to rebuild society first, you know, to get some basic infrastructure, jobs, money, that sort of thing. Otherwise people won't be able to buy them, you know. So, yeah, 3-year plan. Let's slot the infrastructure thing in for year 2.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You're gonna want to put that in here too.
Nice collision, bro. Boop. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So these things don't have collision, but the main mass does here. Sure. Okay, so I likely have to go down there. I'm fully expecting one of these to, like, to sit up and unzip and come at me. Alright, here's that, I could have sworn that was the door. A Barney cameo? Yeah, well, he's been in every single other game, right? And Professor Kleiner. And we haven't seen the G-Man yet. Okay, so that appears to be stuck in there. Yeah, got some very tasty looking apples in here. Mmm. Delicious. Huh? Gordon Tees? No, we saw Gordon from the other side, in, Blue Shift. In the very start of Blue Shift. In the tram sequence. Oh, in VR, yeah. We can touch Gordon's face in VR. This right here. There, okay, there's our first explosive barrel. So there's an explosive there, there, and there. Oh, and up there. This is... Oh my god. I'm really wondering if I should just back up and shoot this. Alright, I'm curious.
Oh, careful! Alyx? Alyx, you still there?
Okay, so this is an area where you need to watch your fire. Got it. Okay. So it's like the explosives explosive place in Half-Life 1. I don't recall Half-Life 2 having a place like this. Okay. Great. And there's probably going to be man-hacks everywhere. Man, my back is killing me right now. I'm not sure how much more I could do this tonight, to be honest. I'll probably have to figure out how sitting mode works to properly do this. Oh man. Okay. I just gotta take it easy, I guess. So this is straight out of Aliens, this part. I keep this for close encounters. Yeah. Oh, good. And I can't... Oh, God, there... Alright. I gotta really check my fire. Alright. so I can get around this one, but these two I need to take out.
Oh, careful, careful!
Yeah. And then... Okay.
Oh boy. Getting dark again.
It was already dark. Okay. Just gotta be really deliberate. Oh, jeez. Okay. Seriously? Okay. Alright, then there's no more right in front of me. God, this is such a different feel to it than just looking for barnacles in like Half-Life 1 or 2. Like these things, you can practically feel them. Alright, so I gotta take out this one and that one. Okay, and that one I'll let you live, because ammo is such a precious thing right now. 40 bullets. Okay. That's probably not a zombie. And of course there's no... Man, this is... Have some shame, dead zombie. Alright, that I can pick up. So maybe I can take that with me and throw it down the... oh, we're looking... Oh, no way. Fuck. Do I have to go all the way back through all this? Or maybe it's... Oh, fuck. Oh, man. Alright, saving here. Oh, man. Okay. So there's that. So... Oh, I can totally miss this lock. Yeah, I figured that other one that you probably couldn't take off of the wall again. Okay. I don't like the looks of that on the left there down that hallway. And also anything that might be up there. I don't see any barnacles though, so that's good. Okay, what we got here? So they intentionally don't give you a clear shot of that barnacle unless you can get it from like right here. Yeah, so you can't aim your gun through here. All right. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, is this locked? Uh-oh. So this is probably the way back. But I likely have to go over here. Yeah, that's through fence. Okay. Oh, alright, that guy's just mummified there. Okay.
So, this whole 3-year Russell plan. You think,
Oh, there is it.
you can have a job for me?
Job? Alyx, you invented the Alyx. Of course you can have a job.
We could be partners.
Oh, well, there would be stock options. 5 to 10 year vesting period, obviously. Could be very lucrative for you, Alyx, in the long term.
I don't know what any of that means, but sounds good for me.
Yep, sounds good.
Solve that problem like
Alyx?
that. Man, there's fucking barnacles everywhere. Shit. Oh. Is that... That sounded like regular zombies. I don't hear any shuffling, though. Okay. Man. Alright, so I can go through there, I can go around this. And they don't give you any resources for this. Okay, so if I stand there, I'll need to take out that barnacle right there. Oh, I hear ya. There's a zombie somewhere. Oh. Okay. And I managed to not hit that explosive thing next to it. Those barnacles, more Barneys, yeah, that's a pretty good platform. I sign on with that one. Okay. And I'm assuming probably moving the gun into a barnacle thing will probably pull you up. Alright, that one I definitely need to take out. I don't see any way around there. Okay. Looks like I gotta back up to get a clear shot. I wonder why the sight doesn't pick up on
3 mags left.
3 mags left. Fucking hell. I wonder why this sight doesn't turn orange when you target a barnacle. Okay, I'm gonna have to start using shotgun shells on the barnacles, because they really don't give you enough other things to give them. Okay. All right, buddy, you got anything for me here? I don't see anything glowing blue. Eh? Sure. All right. Let's solve our barnacle problem. Or not. Okay. Oh. Finally. Jesus. All right. Okay. And then... we got nothing over here, so we're good to do this. There's no explosive things next to this one, so I might be okay to... Alright, I'm gonna... Oh, is this over here first? I'm gonna explosive that one. After saving first, of course. There was no explosives anywhere near that. Fucking hell. Okay. All right. So yeah, the damage appears to be variable in this game, which I don't know how I feel about that. Like, what if you just happen to get bad RNG a whole lot in your shots? Okay, no barnacles nearby here. I love how goofy the mummified dudes are. There's probably a zombie right around this corner. This would be a mean place to put one, like right over here. So we'll do this. Okay. All right. Well, okay. I can't shotgun that one unless I'm like right underneath it. Eh. Alright. Okay. Oh, there's something I will not be able to get easily from the looks of things. Alright, let's gently move this down there. Alright, then put this back right here. Okay, oh. Okay, that's fine. Stay there. Okay. Alright, so should be getting really close to where that, there's the thing. I'm assuming once I cleared this out... Oh, for fuck's sake.
What? Alyx!
Did it... Okay, so you have to keep it from... Oh, you have to keep it from eating the explosive thing, I guess. Shit. Okay. Interesting. Oh, and now my save menu is way over there. Okay, which one is that? Autosave, quick save. That one? Okay, that's really awkward that it puts the save menu way over there. Okay. Oh, man. Okay. So, geez, I think I need to... When I round that corner... I'm gonna have to move up quickly and shotgun the barnacle. Okay, that... Am I ready to fire? Okay, I gotta shotgun the barnacle. pretty much ASAP. Where am I going? Am I don't even know where I am anymore. Okay. Well, maybe the damage isn't variable, it's just... Shit, I don't know. I don't know anymore, man. Okay. Alright, so... Plan is... I'm gonna go right here. And I'm gonna... Okay. That was a lot of ammo for what I accomplished there, but... Oh. But it's fine. We'll be okay. Okay. Alright. We're good. Okay. So yeah, I guess the barnacle somehow got that, maybe? Or maybe the zombie pushed it into the where the barnacle was? Alright. This is probably a quick way out, maybe? Interesting. Alright. Man, I just suddenly got a really bad headache. So I'm gonna have to stop here. Holy crap. Oh man. Alright. I gotta sit down. Holy shit. Oh, my head. Alright, I think I might have to call it early for today. Because this is... Oh! Ow. Alright, I gotta stop the timer here. My hands are shaking. I got a really bad headache. Oh, shit. Alright. Unfortunate. But today is clearly not a good day for this. Yeah, the VR is killing me. Holy shit. Oh, okay. Alright, well, we made some progress, I guess, but... Good lord. Oh, I'm gonna have to go lay down. Holy shit. Okay. Oh. Oh, man. Alright. I'm sure I'll be fine, but this is... this is not great. Maybe I have the COVID, you guys. That'll be thematically appropriate. Holy shit. Alright. I gotta go lay down. Sorry for the very short stream tonight, but... Not much I can do about this. Holy shit. Alright. Hope y'all take care. Have a great one. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Oh my god. Hopefully there is a next time. Bye. Oh god.